Udah? Udah di unmute?
Cek satu.
Kamera lu itu.
Cek. Cek. Cek satu. Suara apa dong? Boleh langsung ke Adila. Apakah suara Adila ada di sini?
Cek, cek.
Cek. Cek. Cek satu. Cek.
Cek,
Cek.
cek. 1,
Cek.
2, 3.
Halo.
Ada, Mbak.
Cek.
Kecil ya.
Cek.
Cek, cek.
Arbi.
1, 2, 3.
Ini Imam. Arbi, ini Imam. Cek. Oke. Apakah suara saya ada di HP Anda, Arbi ya?
Belum di ACC ya. Jauhnya jarak kita sis.
Cek.
Beli baju lain. Kan yang ada yang pink aku. Baju pink kan ada baju lebaran kau. Itu kan Malaysia. Jadi kentang ya.
Bisa.
lain.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Honorable Mrs. Dr. Yunilisia MSI, Dean of the Faculty of Social and Political Science, University of Bengkulu. Respectable Mrs. Dr. Lisa Adrianti, SOS MSI, Head of Communication Science Study Program of the University of Bengkulu. Respectable Mr. Ari Mufti Insananda, General Chairperson of the Communication Science Student Association. Respectable
Udah?
Mr. Wilyadi
Udah di-unmute?
Bintang Kurnia Esa, Head of the Reasoning and Knowledge Division. Respectable Mr. Muhammad Dafa Habilsyah, Chairman of the Committee for the 4.0 Annual Communication Science Week.
Adila, apakah suara Adila ada di sini?
Cek, cek.
Cek.
Cek, cek. 1, 2, 3.
Halo. Cek.
Kecil ya?
Cek.
Cek, cek. 1, 2, 3.
Ini Imam. Arbi, ini Imam. Cek.
Loh.
I'm sorry everyone for the mistakes. We can repeat again the opening of Seminar International. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Honorable Mrs. Dr. Yunilisia MSI, Dean of the Faculty of Social and Political Science, University of Bengkulu. Respectable Mrs. Dr. Lisa Adrianti, SOS MSI, Head of Communication Science Study Program of the University of Bengkulu. Respectable Mr. Ari Mufti Insananda, Head of Chairperson of the Communication Science Student Association. Respectable Mr. Wilyadi Bintang Kurnia Esa, Head of the Reasoning and Knowledge Division. Respectable Mr. Muhammad Dafa Habilsyah, Chairman of the Committee for the 4.0 Annual Communication Science Week. Respectable speakers of today's international seminar, Mr. Zahin Izhar, Student Exchange Program at University Utara Malaysia, Ms. Supachaya Supawananimit, College student from Prince of Songkla University, Ms. Priski Ivani Meilani, University of Bengkulu Student and Language Ambassador of Bengkulu Province. And so all today's international seminar participants. Firstly, let us give thanks to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala who has given guidance, happiness, health, and grace so that we can attend and participate in this event without any hindrance. Salawat and greetings we send to our Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, the best character in this universe, the one who can save us from the Jahiliyah era. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Adila Khaira Amini. This is a tremendous opportunity and valuable for me to be a master of ceremony at this beautiful day. On Wednesday, 25 August 2021. In our big event, international seminar, the development of arts, language, culture, literature, and history of Southeast Asia. Ladies and gentlemen, on this special day, we have several agendas. First, let's open this event by saying Basmalah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Second, singing the national anthem Indonesia Raya and March Mimiko, which is led by our friend Dea Tisania. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand. Tumpah. Indonesia, bangsaku, bangsa dan tanah airku. Marilah kita bersatu, Indonesia bersatu. Hiduplah tanahku, hiduplah negeriku, bangsaku, rakyatku semuanya. Bangunlah jiwanya, bangunlah badannya untuk Indonesia Raya. Indonesia Raya, merdeka, merdeka, tanahku, negeriku yang ku cinta. Indonesia Raya, merdeka, merdeka, hiduplah Indonesia Raya. Indonesia Raya, merdeka, merdeka, tanahku, negeriku yang ku cinta.
Halo.
Indonesia Raya, merdeka, merdeka, hiduplah Indonesia Raya. Bergerak serentak
Himikom Visip Unit, meraih cita-cita bangsa. Di komunikasi kita saling menghimpun, bina persaudaraan. Mahasiswa ilmu komunikasi, kreatif, cerdas, inovatif. Bersatu padu kita menuju cita, raih keberhasilan. Di naungan Himikom, tingkatkan bakat dan kreativitas, bersama-sama bangun solidaritas. Kembangkan visi dan misi Himikom demi kejayaan komunikasi. Bersatulah mahasiswa komunikasi, bersama Himikom Visip Unit. Bangun organisasi dan kesatuan Himikom Visip Unit. Ilmu komunikasi.
Thank you. The audience is invited to sit back. Third, speech from Mr. Muhammad Dafa Habilsyah, the chairman of the Committee for the 4.0 Annual Communication Science. Mr. Dafa Habilsyah, time is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. The Honorable Mrs. Dr. Yunilisia, MSc, Dean of the Faculty of Social and Political Science, University of Bangkulu. Honorable Mrs. Dr. Lisa Adrianti, MSc, Head of Communication Science Study Program of the University of Bangkulu. Honorable Mr. Ari Mufti Insananda, General Chairperson of the Communication Science Student Association. Honorable Mr. Wilyadi Bintang K.Esa, Head of the Reasoning and Knowledge Division. Respectable speaker of today, international seminar, Mr. Zahin Izar, Miss Supat Cahya Supawamanimit, and Miss Priski Ivani Meilani, and all participants in this event. Firstly, I want to say thank you for all the speakers can attend this international seminar. Thank you for all participants. International seminar with them the development of art, language, culture, literature, and history of Southeast Asia. International seminar is a part of 4.0 Annual Communication Science Week. I'm Muhammad Dafa Habilsyah, to be chairman of the committee. Say apologize when there is a mistake in international seminar. In this seminar, you can get knowledge from Thailand, Malaysia, and Indonesia. I hope you can enjoy to join this seminar. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum. Love you.
Thank you, Mr. Muhammad Dafa Habilsyah. Fourth, speech from Mr. Ari Mufti Insananda, the General Chairperson of the Communication Science Student Association. To Mr. Ari Mufti Insananda, time is yours.
Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, everyone. The Honorable Head Department of Communication Science, Bangkulu University, Dr. Lisa Adrianti, SOS MSE, the Honorable, the amazing speaker of our webinars today, Mr. Zahin from Malaysia, Ms. Priski from Indonesia, and Ms. Supat Chaya from Thailand. And participants were excited in these webinars, the development of arts, language, culture, literature, and history of Southeast Asia. First of all, let me introduce myself. The name is Mufti, and I speak as a chairman Himikom Bengkulu University. And then let me ask grateful for being given the opportunity to carry on this event. A webinar attended by ASEAN students. And then thank you to the speakers who have taken the time to share in this seminar. Hopefully what they convey can be new knowledge for all of us. And welcome to all excited participants. I hope this webinar is useful, and I hope there will be more collaboration between University of ASEAN and to produce innovation. And I think that's enough for opening speech from me, because there are speakers we're waiting for. Thank you for your attention. Enjoy this webinars. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Thank you, Mr. Ari Mufti Insananda. Fifth, speech from Mrs. Dr. Lisa Adrianti, SOS MSE, the head of the Department of Communication Science. At the same time, this event was officially opened. To the Mrs. Dr. Lisa Adrianti, SOS MSE, time is yours.
Bu, suaranya nggak ada.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Dr. Lisa Adrianti, but your voice we can't hear.
Cek.
I'm sorry, everyone. There is a disturb in here, so please wait.
HP sama laptop jadi satu.
Tes. Speech from Mrs. Dr. Lisa Adrianti, ESOS MSE. To Mrs. Dr. Lisa Adrianti, ESOS MSE, time is yours.
Hello, is my voice is heard?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, host. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillah. Thanks to our Almighty Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala and the great Lord of Prophet of Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam and his friend. Today we can gather together in virtual room in good condition and good willing, always healthy, I hope, and well. So sorry, pardon me if our link is not stable and many in this event. The Honorable Madam Dean of the Faculty of Social and Political Sciences, University of Bangkulu, the Honorable Mr. Head of Foreign Cooperation, University of Bangkulu, the Honorable Mr. Vice Dean for Student Affairs, Faculty of Social and Political Sciences, University of Bangkulu, Chairman of Pilkita 4.0 Himicom Committee. Lecturer of Department of Communication, Faculty of Social and Political Sciences, University of Bangkulu. There are my proudly participants from Bangkulu, Malaysia, and Thailand, as well as great speakers who are selected students from Universitas Bangkulu, University Utara Malaysia, and Prince Songkla University, Thailand. Welcome to the International Seminar, The Development of Art, Language, Culture, Literature, and History of Southeast Asia. This event as a result of a collaboration between Pilkita 4.0 and the Department of Communication Science, Faculty of Social and Political Science in University of Bangkulu. And this event can certainly be held for the hard work, I think, of the committee and the support of various parties, especially from partner from universities such as UUM and PSU. Thank you so much again, dear participants, for your information. The Communication Science Student Association, or HIMICOM, has been creative, intelligent, and innovative in carry out its role in supporting the progress of the Department of Communication Science. Come, let's give big applause for HIMICOM, Visip Unip, with raise hand sign in your Zoom screen. Thank you. Come, raise hand in your screen. Okay. This event, I think, is instead as a means of sharing and discuss among students in the Asian region, in observing to the development various aspects of the life of the ASEAN community, which is interesting to observe, including culture, language, art, history as well, and as various discourses that that are currently in the news, yeah, because we still face with problem pandemic COVID-19. This event can only be held virtually. For extent of the ideas with neighbor university, we hope that our network of student relation will develop the knowledge and insight of our student will also increase so that student can contribute to solution for any problem that are observed together in Southeast Asia region. This collaboration is across border cooperation, so we must be grateful and must be maintained together for the long term. I think, yeah, hopefully this seminar can provide many benefit for all of us. I'm sorry if there's still weaknesses in organizing this event. Happy to join with international seminars. I officially open this event. Come applause for Himikam Visip Unip with the raised hand. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Communication, greeting. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Mrs. Dr. Lisa Adrianti, ESOS MSE, to was officially open this event. Next to the main event today, an international seminar with the theme The Development of Arts, Language, Culture, Literature, and History of Southeast Asia. This seminar will be guided by a moderator, so please welcome Nabila Anggun Gumilar.
All right. Hello, everyone. First of all, I want to say thank you very much to Adila. And then I want to say thank you very much to joining this international seminar event. So without any further ado, let me introduce myself. My name is Nabila Anggun Gumilar, and you can call me Nabila. And I'm from Indonesia, Bangkulu University. So before we start our agenda, please turn on your camera and then smile. Please. All right. First of all, I want to explain a little bit about Bangkulu. You guys know about Bangkulu? I will explain a little bit. Bangkulu is one of province. Bangkulu has hidden has a little hidden paradise in Bengkulu, and we call that Enggano Island. So Enggano Island is a beautiful place in Bengkulu. There is so much thing. All right. I'm sorry. I'm a little bit nervous, by the way, guys, because this is my first experience. So I have to take a time to handle myself. Oh my God. So, and also in Bengkulu has many waterfalls. And you have to know in Bengkulu, we have historical monument. The name is Fort Marlborough. In Fort Marlborough, we can see a beautiful sunset there. If you want to come to Fort Marlborough, you can come to with your family, your boyfriend, your girlfriend. You can come to there and see a beautiful sunset there. So, all right, because we have already discussed a little bit about Bengkulu, let's go to the amazing presenter who will explain more about Bengkulu. Okay, so welcome Miss Priski Ivani Meilani from Indonesia Bengkulu University. Yeah?
Thank you.
All right. Wow, Miss Priski, hello, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
All right, that's good. Are you excited for today?
A bit of nervous, but I think I'm excited. for
Yeah,
this
me
event.
too. I'm nervous. Oh my God. All right, all right. It's okay, it's okay. Okay, Miss Priski, I want to ask you something. How was your day to be ambassador language in Bengkulu province? All right, Miss Priski, time it's yours.
Okay, before we're going to our point of this seminar, I will answer that question. So, to be the ambassador of Bengkulu province language is a very such a honor to me because I can explore everything about Bengkulu before. But before that, I didn't really know that Bengkulu have so many languages, so many cultures, so many arts. But when I'm becoming a ambassador of Bengkulu province language, I've discovered so much and I'm grateful. So maybe if you want to join, if you want to join the ambassador, to be ambassador of Bengkulu province language, maybe it's open next year. Prepare yourself. I think that's all.
All right. So, Miss Priski is the one of our speaker. So, Miss Priski, time is yours.
Okay. Thank you, Nabila, for presenting me. Okay, everybody that has joined our seminar today. Before that, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Priski Fani Melani, and I am an alumni of Universitas Bengkulu Communication Science major. And currently, I'm waiting for my graduation ceremony next month. Okay. Today we have a very interesting theme to discuss. Thank you for Pilkita 4.0 to providing this seminar. Before we going too deeply, I would like to tell you something about Southeast Asia, and it has a connection with Walt Disney Animation Studios. Can you guess it? What is that? No? Okay, so we're going to talk about Raya and the Last Dragon. Have you watched the movie? Yes, because I love the movie. The movie was so good. I cried in the end of the movie. So this is the first Disney pictures that representing our Southeast Asian diversity. So it reflected on motive, in colors, in foods, in it's so many. The custom is very close to the daily life of Southeast Asian. So the Walt Disney doing a trip to all over Southeast Asian country. They're involving many experts from our country, such as architect, dancer, traditional musician, to learn about our cultures to making this movie. I mean that, isn't that make you feel proud because they are coming to our country to learn about our cultures, right? Okay, so that's for intermezzo. If you haven't watched the movie, please watch it because it's so good. Okay, so today the development of arts, language, literature, and history of Southeast Asia. Well, as an Indonesian representative here, I would like to share it a few of my cultures with you. So Indonesian have 1,331 ethnical tribes. So can you imagine how many diversity that we own, how many arts, how many culture, how many languages? Because from all over the country, we have 718 languages. So that's a very rich of us, right? We should be proud of Indonesian. So, but in this era, I think that's so many threats about our cultures. How do we keep it safe? How do we keep it not let it to extinction? By UNESCO, Indonesia have several cultures that has admitted to UNESCO, the United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organizations, such as Borobudur Temple, Prambanan Temple, lumpia. It's a food. Have you tried one? Because it's so good. And also we have many national parks that has been admitted by UNESCO, such as Ujung Kulon, Gunung Leuser, Kerinci Seblat, and many more, such as Batik, Wayang Kulit. I can spend a day long here to explain just about our cultures into the audience. So let's skip that. And before I going too much, I mentioned before that we have 718 language in Indonesia. So I was born on Bengkulu province, and I'm proud of it because Bengkulu province has at least 9 dialects of languages. So it has the first one is first Lembak and second Lembak. So Lembak has 2 dialects. Nasal is also have 2 dialects. And then Pekal, Serawai, Pasemah, Muko-Muko, Kaur. I mean, so many of that. And the last one is Bengkulu Kota. I was born in Bengkulu City, so I use Bengkulu Kota dialects to communicate to my family and friends for daily usage. And in Bengkulu, we have also a festival ritual that held every year from 1st Muharram to 10th Muharram. It's called Tabut. Maybe the audience can Google it right now. That's a very interesting festival. I come there every year, but it's been long since I come there because the past 2 years there's no festival because due to the pandemic. Okay, and Bengkulu province is also has the largest flower in the world. It's called Rafflesia arnoldi. Maybe you can Google it also, because yeah, that's the culture of my province. It's not much. This province is not really big, but I love my hometown. So with all this heritage, with all these cultures, arts, language, history, all of this heritage, I have one unmentioned duty as a youth generation to keep it safe, to keep it lasted for at least 100 years later. So the next generation might be able to enjoy it as much as I do and do the exact same duty as I did right now to keep it safe for the next generation. But actually, this is not a very simple duty, because how we're going to keep all of our heritage with all the media is changing, the era is changing. It's not only a concern to me, but it's also a concern to you. It's not only a concern to my country, but it also a concern to your country, especially the Southeast Asian countries. Okay, so to my perspective and opinion, I think the best way you can save and you can keep all of your heritage is by loving them. Because once we love something, we would do anything for it, right? We could have died for it, right? For love, okay? And yeah, I think, but before we love them, we definitely have to learn all of these cultures, learn to our local dance, maybe our local arts, our regional language. And once we learned it and once we love it, when we share it to other country, to other people, I think isn't that wonderful that you can contribute it to keep all of this diversity in the world beautiful and fairies. So yeah, we develop before we develop it, I think we really should love it. And so by that, I mean not just me, you and all of our generation can still develop our arts, our languages, our literature, our culture, and to keep it safe at least 1,000 years later and prepare a more for the brighter future. I think that's all for my presenting what I'm presenting today because
All right. Thank you very much. It's a good presentation. I mean, it's a good speech I ever know. All right. All right, guys. We are going to. So I want to ask you something. I have one question for you.
yeah, that's not
It's not hard. I mean,
It's
it's,
not hard.
easy question.
okay.
I just want to know which one of your favorite culture in Bangkulu.
In Bangkulu.
Yeah, your favorite one.
My favorite culture
Yes.
ever in Bangkulu
Mhm.
is definitely the Tabut Festival.
All right. Wow.
Because I love it how all of Bengkulu people gather in one place to enjoy the festival, to enjoy the cultures that we own, and we have Tabut Besanding for the final act. Yes, it's very beautiful. There's so many beautiful Tabut. If only all of the audience can come to our city to see the festival, right? So that's my favorite culture.
Really
of Bengkulu.
beautiful. So interesting, right, everyone? So
We should be
many
proud of
things, so
Bengkulu.
many beautiful things in Indonesia. I know in other countries too, but so many culture in Indonesia. So before you say that, so many language. I mean, so
Yes.
many language in Indonesia, right?
Yes, we have about 718 language in
Wow.
Indonesia.
That's amazing. All right. So I just want to say thank you for my frisbee. And you know, guys, for the first Miss Frisky talk about Raya.
Yes.
Yeah. And now we found out about the anime Raya inspired by South Asia.
Yes, so the Raya and the Last Dragon was inspired by our culture as Southeast Asian
Wow.
people. Because as you see from the, even in Indonesian cultures, it's so many in that movie. There is batik, if you pay attention to the movie. And Raya's sword is a keris. Keris is one of our traditional sword. It's also admitted by UNESCO. Okay, so that's cool, right? Everyone can see
really
our
cool.
culture in Raya and
Yes.
the Last Dragon.
I watched that movie and it's really cool. So, Miss Frisky, thank you very much.
Yes, thank you for giving me the opportunity for today.
All right, thank you. So, everyone, for the next, we have, all right, everyone, for the next, we have a handsome keynote, handsome keynote. For our international seminar event from Malaysia. All right. Please welcome Mr. Zahin Izhar from University Utara Malaysia.
Hi everybody, Assalamualaikum and good evening. I bid to first of all, thank you, Ms. Nabil Anggun, for inviting me. And hi everybody, good evening. First of all, I would like to thank the Department of Communication, Faculty of Social and Political Sciences, University of Bengkulu, and of course, my beloved Ibu Lisa Adrianti as the head of the department for the invitation. Since invitation as the panelist for this international seminar. I also would like to thank all the participants today for spending some of your time for this international webinar, since I was quite shocked since there are a lot of participants today. It shows that there are 330 participants, and I am quite shocked with the numbers that we are getting today. Before I go further on the discussion on how the arts, culture, language, literature, and also history developed in Southeast Asia, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Zahin Izahar. I studied Bachelor of Communication with Honors in University Utara Malaysia, and will be entering my 3rd year of study in upcoming semester. I had been involved in intercultural exchange student during early 2020, which is the collaboration between University Utara Malaysia and University of Bangkulu. Me and my friend Halish had spent for almost 14 to 16 days in Bangkulu, and we had explored the art and culture, language, literature, and also history of Bangkulu, besides sharing our own culture to the locals. So I am glad that I have the opportunity to share my experience and of course about my culture today to all of you, since I'm guessing that my friend in Bengkulu are already become senior. There are a lot of them, such as Bima. I think he is the former head of Himicom. Aryan, Fikri, and many more. I know his seniors, and I'm guessing they are your seniors. They are very great friends. We are still keep in touch, including Mbak V and Mbak Anis. And of course, the two people that give us the best specialty, which is Ibu Lisa and of course Ibu Yuli. Okay, I would like to tell you my perspective during me and my friend trips to Bengkulu before pandemic. Basically, before we start, we all know that Southeast Asia are rich with arts, culture, languages, literature, and history. And I do believe that every country in Southeast Asia have their own unique culture. For instance, I do believe that Indonesia have various culture, have very unique culture as representation of as before me. I do believe that Indonesia have hundreds of languages. Indonesia have thousands of races, and that's what makes Indonesia unique. And I believe that every province in Indonesia have their own uniqueness. Since I had go to Bengkulu and explore Bengkulu themselves, I learned that there are different languages between different provinces in Bengkulu, and also different races that live in different provinces, even they are still in Bengkulu. So that what makes, as for me, specifically what makes Indonesia unique. And of course, Bengkulu have add the spice into the uniqueness of Indonesia. Speaking as an exchange student from Malaysia, what I could explain on or compare or analyze on the Malaysia's culture and local culture in Bengkulu, which is Bengkulu culture. They are a foreign culture that we couldn't get the culture from each place. What I mean by this is they are different, a total different culture between Malaysia and Bengkulu, which I would explain after this. And also there are also similar culture between us. We share the culture, and I will also but the way of implementing the culture is different, since we have our own uniqueness. How do we carry the culture? And I will also explain further about this. Before that, I am really sorry, since I didn't manage to to make a slideshow for everyone, but I hope that you guys could stay focused on my presentation, and I hope that my presentation is could attract your attention as far as I could talk, as long as I talk in front. Okay, so speaking about the shared culture first. So I still remember when I was in Bangkulu with my friend Alish. There is a session with led by Pak Abai, one of the docent of the communication science in University of Bangkulu. We share about our culture, and we try to identify whether there is some differences or there is similarity between our culture. So I do believe that on that day we identify there are a lot of similarity between our culture. So basically, according to the history, back to the history, we know that we share the culture since we are Malaysia and Indonesia are Malay archipelago. Which is in Malay or in Indonesian language we call it Kepulauan Melayu. So Malaysia and Sumatra, especially Sumatra, Indonesia, are under the power of Malacca Sultanate back in the 15th. So basically, even currently Malacca is in Malaysia, but we couldn't say at that time Malacca is Malaysia. Malacca is not Malaysia at that time, but Malacca is Kepulauan Melayu. Same goes to Sumatra. So I do believe that Bengkulu is located in Sumatra, and we do share a lot of similar culture since we are under the Kepulauan Melayu and Malacca Sultanate. I would like example the shared we call the shared culture that we have between us. For instance, I could say that baju Melayu. We in Malaysia, we wear baju Melayu, and that is our traditional clothes. And I do believe that on that day when I travel to my trip to Bengkulu, people in Bengkulu also said that baju Melayu is also their traditional clothes. Since I didn't shock, since I do believe that in Bengkulu there is also Malay races, like the majority of Malaysian. And I would also explain about the races in Malaysia. Why do we only have Malay, but we don't have other races? Like for instance, in Indonesia we do have Javanese, we do have Sunda and everything. Because in Malaysia, basically we have that blood. We have Bugis, we have Jawa, we have Malay, we have Sunda and everything. But we just under our constitution, we just could put it as Malay, as general. But if you go into someone's family tree or anything, they would say that they are from one races that more specific, such as I could say that there is Kampung Jawa in Johor, and also there is one I'm guessing I can recall the race in Perak, but there is one village in Perak which is the origin of the races came from Bengkulu, and they migrate to Perak, and they built their own village. They are Malay, they are Malaysian, they are Malay, but they speak they speak their language, which is the language that came from Bengkulu themselves. So I do believe that we still share the culture, and other thing that we share is other culture that we share is also food. I give a simple example, which is satay. I do believe that Indonesia have a lot of satay. I guess satay Sumatra or satay Jawa, anything. We also have our own satay. So basically, I do believe that this thing that makes Indonesian and Malaysian have different opinion on social media. We could see that Malaysian might claim satay is from Malaysia, or Indonesia might claim satay is from Indonesia. But if we learn, they are both the same. We are from Kepulauan Melayu, and the satay is both from Kepulauan Melayu. So we have our own different way on how we cook it and how we serve it. Okay, speaking about language also, there is also similarity between us, which is in Bengkulu. I do believe that to say saya or I, it is Ambor in Bengkulu, right? And there is a state in Malaysia which is where I originate from, which is Kelantan. They also use Ambor as saya or I. So I believe that it is. At first, I couldn't think of how could these two different places, Bengkulu and Kelantan, these two non-relatable places could use the same could use the same we could call pronunciation for I. But I do believe now it makes sense when I watched a documentary on Malaysian language about Kelantanese language, and it said that the word Ambor came from humble, which is in the past of Sultanate Melaka Sultanate. Humble is I when we talk to each other. So like for instance, Tuan Hamba mahu makan ke mana, Tuan Hamba mahu ke mana, it means I or you, both applicable. That is why I thought that if since Bengkulu is also under Sultanate Melaka Sultanate back in the time, so it is logically Ambor is it could be reached by the locals in Bengkulu. But okay, I would proceed with the different culture that I had learned in Bengkulu, which is it is not different, but it is interesting, it is unique, which is we could say Tabot. I learned a lot about Tabot. For a few days, we had traveled on my trip. I had traveled a lot about to the place that they make Tabot, and to the place that they have the could we call that the place to put the Tabot and everything. And I also learned about the specialists on Tabot. And I do believe that in Bengkulu, you guys celebrate the first Muharram to 10th of Muharram with Tabot, but we in Malaysia, we don't do that. So that is the difference between us, but I do believe that that is the uniqueness of Bengkulu, and it is lovely for me to know about it, and it makes me want to experience it at least once in my lifetime. But since it is pandemic, we are currently in pandemic, so it is quite difficult for me to go back to Bengkulu to experience it. I also learned about the public transportation in Bengkulu, which is angkot, which is that is we could call it is the traditional public transportation. And I do believe that angkot is not just in Bengkulu but also in other area in Indonesia, since I watched some movie in Indonesia and there is angkot in that movie, and I do believe that it was traditional public transportation for Indonesia themselves. And and there is I went to a lot of history monument in Bengkulu, such as Soekarno-Hatta house, that I guess he had been jailed in there, or had been jailed in there. And of course, the Fort Marlborough, which is very could be quite interesting. I also recall that Bengkulu had changed their name 3 times, which is the first one is Bencolen, and I guess you have Bencolen Mall in Bengkulu. I went there. Bangkulu, the next one is Bangkulu, and the last one is Bengkulu, and the current one is Bengkulu. And I do believe the other different of our culture is basically Bengkulu used to rule by a king, since I do believe that it comes from Malacca Sultanate, which is of course each area would have their own sultan, which is their leader of the area. But somehow after the they lost their power, their power to the foreigners or the penjajah, we could call that. But the difference in Malaysia is we still have our sultan in each state, but some state use some different approach of the head of state. But also we also have Yang di-Pertuan Agong as the head of the head of Malaysia, which he will lead all the sultan in each area. So that is the difference that I could recall on my trip to Bangkulu, and I would also like to share about our culture in Malaysia. So basically, speaking about development of culture, including arts, literature, history, and languages. In Malaysia, we had experienced a lot of culture development due to time frame. I do believe that this is not only happens in Malaysia, but also in other countries. Since our culture get modernized through time, and although some practitioner might be raised out because of the culture change that happened, but from my personal perspective, as long as we remember and appreciate our culture origin, it is okay to modernize the culture, but with all due respect to the origin of our culture. So I give an example on it. Our traditional baju kurung or baju Melayu in Malaysia. I'm speaking about Malaysia culture. Our traditional baju Melayu or baju kurung. In the past, baju Melayu or baju kurung, it has to be baggy or big. It has its own we could call event to wear it. It can be wear anytime or anywhere. But somehow in today's day, in current situation, baju Melayu is a formal dress. We could wear it anywhere, even in Parliament in Malaysia, you can wear baju Melayu, as it is recognized as our formal wear anywhere. So another thing is our handwriting, which is Jawi. I do believe Jawi handwriting is also used in Bengkulu back in the time. We also have used Jawi in Malaysia back in the time, but somehow after the British came to Malaysia, they had introduced us to the standard letters, and we had turned Jawi into the standard letters, but we still practice Jawi in school especially, and there is still teachers that still taught us Jawi in school, and it is never die. Jawi never die in Malaysia. It is still our main or our pride as our first handwriting for Malaysian. Also in terms of languages, back in the time we speak Bahasa Baku, which is if you watch, I guess this also happened in Indonesia. If you watch the old movies, you would see that there is different of the bahasa, the way they talk, the dialect that they use. Currently Malaysians speak more to, if you watch Upin and Ipin, okay, if you watch Upin and Ipin, that is how Malaysians speak. But not, I just disclaimer, not all Malaysian are Upin and Ipin. We have our own name, because when I went there, people keep on saying that we are Upin and Ipin, but we are not. But I am glad that Upin Ipin is very famous in Indonesia. Okay, in terms of history, history will stay as what it is, but we have to create it for the future. What do I mean is, I do believe that Malaysia, Indonesia, and other countries in Southeast Asia have a dark history during the pandemic, where we all struggling on how to cure it. So I do believe that history that we made today is this in this situation will help the future generation to overcome and adapt with the situation in the future. So I do believe that there is also what we have learned from the past, as for Malaysian ourselves, we learn on how to negotiate and how to what we call how to as we all had been colonized by the British, we learn how to negotiate with the outsiders. We earn our independence from our negotiation with the British. So that is how we learn on how to be more independent, stand on ourselves, and have our own vision on something instead of giving our country to others. So that is what we learn from our independence. So I do believe Indonesian also have your own way of learning from your history, and I do believe that is the development of our history. We learn and we develop our own history of our country. Especially we as a youngster or as a student, we have a lot more to give to our country. Okay, I would like add more about the development
like Abang Saleh, aku tidak suka Abang Saleh.
Sorry. Okay, sorry. Okay, I would like to add more about my my country, because I guess there might be some question on my I would speak generally about my culture in my country. Okay, so basically as the previous presentation, I do believe that Indonesia have a lot of languages and a lot of races, and that is also happening in Malaysia. We also have a lot of languages, also a lot of races, and our races is mainly rich with 3 races, which is Malay, Chinese, and also Indian. We also have Bumiputra. Bumiputra is consists of Sabah and Sarawak, which is part of Sumatra. They consist of, I don't know, hundreds of races such as Iban, Kadazan Dusun, and a lot more. We have in under our constitution, we have a single national language, which is Malay. We use Malay as our national language. Doesn't matter if you are a Chinese or Indian or Bumiputra or Malay, you have to use Malay as our national language. But English is our second language, which is Malaysian also speak and learn English at school, and we have to master English as it is one of, we could say that, a mandatory thing that we have to know in Malaysia. And speaking about languages, we have one national language, but we have a lot of dialect. I couldn't say that it is a different language, but it is a dialect, which is as I speak, as what you heard in Upin and Ipin, that is our main language, which is the basic language of Malay. But there is also different languages, different dialect in Kelantan, in Terengganu, in the northern part of Malaysia, which is Kedah and Pulau Pinang, and also there is Negeri Sembilan language, Negeri Sembilan dialect. And if you are interested, you could search them in YouTube. There are a lot of different between them, and for us, some of us, we couldn't even understand what they are saying, even they are speaking Malay. In addition, about the Negeri Sembilan dialect, they are speaking Minang. So I believe Minang is originate from Indonesia, but in the past, Minang had migrated to Malaysia also and live in an area called Negeri Sembilan, and their system of the hierarchy of leader is also based on Minang, which is, I do believe that they have a lot of they have their own tradition that they follow according to Minang and everything. Okay, so next, I would like to conclude. So I hope that you are enjoying my presentation, since I've got less time to prepare, since I have got other work currently ada situations going on, but I hope that my presentation is clear and everything is okay. So to conclude, I do believe that culture, arts, literature, history in Southeast Asia could expand more. And there are a lot more to discover since me myself, I couldn't agree more that Bengkulu themselves, just Bengkulu, Bengkulu is rich with culture and rich with history, and they are filled with lovely people. I do believe that before I went to Bengkulu, I don't even expect that such of experience when I went a trip to Bengkulu. But somehow I do believe that by experiencing it, I could put myself in it, and we could say that I could put myself in it, and I could be part of it. Since it is very could be called precious, I believe that a lot more that I want to explore, not just about Bengkulu, but about Indonesian culture in general, and also the other part of world, the culture of the other part of the world. I guess that's all from me. I pass the floor back to Miss Nabila as the moderator.
All right, thank you, Zahin.
You're most
So,
welcome.
I want to ask you something. Can I?
Sure, Miss Nabila.
How do you feel before we start our agenda? Are you excited for this international seminar event?
Okay, so basically before I was after I was invited to this event, basically the first thing I had done is I told my lecturer or the past coordinator for communication studies in University of Malaysia, and they are very excited, and they are very supportive, and I am very excited to being part of it, since I could feel the vibe of being in Bengkulu again, and I am really what could I share and what is my knowledge regarding the topic. Even I have short time to prepare, but I believe that I had done my best to provide the best information that I could give.
All right. Well, very interesting story and material. And we will be excited if you come to Bengkulu again. If you visit Bengkulu again, just tag us again. Maybe we can meet each other.
I really wish for it. I really wish for it.
Yeah, all right. So, guys, for Zain, I just want to say thank you very much for being our speaker today. We are going to our last speaker. She is a beautiful woman from Thailand. Please welcome Miss Supachaya Supananimit.
Okay, say hello everyone. Yay. I'm so excited so first.
All right.
Can you hear me?
Hi, Miss Pacha. I'm gonna call you Pacha. Miss Pacha.
Yes, of course.
All right.
I say to about language to hello is Thailand is สวัสดีค่ะ
Okay. All right, Miss Pacha. How I can speak Thailand just a little bit.
Wow, so great. Really?
Just hello in Thailand. I love Thailand movie, Thailand drama, but I can't speak Thailand.
So great.
So
Okay.
No, excited for today. How about your feeling right now?
My feeling is so very excited because this is the first seminar international for international students. Because I like to speak English language, but I am not to use it for a long time because I study about communication art with Thai language only. Yeah, it's not I have a long time for speak English. Today is have a new experience. Yes, I am so proud for me. I'm so happy.
That's good. This is my first experience to be moderator of this international seminar event. I'm so excited and a little bit nervous. So let's continue. This is time. It's yours, Miss Pacha. I'm sorry.
Okay, thank you, Nabila. Okay, first may introduce myself. I am Supasia Supawanimit. I'm colleague student at Prince of Songkla University in Pattani, in Thailand. I study at communication art in Faculty of Communication Science. Yeah, today I would like to present about just moment, guys. Okay, can you see it? Today I would like to present about Seminar International. In my topic is communication and digital culture of Pattani people. Yes, we get to study. Okay, this topic on today. The first topic is Pattani in the brief about general culture of Pattani. Yeah, and the second is communication and digital media user in Pattani, and about people in general and PSU student in particular. And the next one, conclusion. Yeah, I am the conclusion with about point of my view. Yeah, okay, let's get started. Okay, the first topic is Pattani in brief. So I'm so excited, so sorry. Okay. I would to present about Pattani is multicultural society. What is multicultural society? Multicultural land in identity of Pattani. Pattani is local in the deep south of Thailand. Yeah, everyone know. Referred to as land of multicultural because there are people who live in a variety of races and religions. These many religions and three religions and such as Thai Buddhist, Malayu Muslim, and Thai Chinese. Yes, their different are the origin of multiculturalism, the society of culture. They are different but not diverse, not discount but has emerged and flourished in the culture of the three south border province. It can be from the generosity of helping order. Sorry. Okay, the next. Today I would like to present about general of Pattani. What is general Pattani? It for is the first is population. Yes, the part of about population, and I talked it before that. And population in Pattani is half Thai Buddhist, Malayu Muslim, and Thai Chinese. And the next is language. Pattani people use Malay dialect. Yes, this is a lot of people in Pattani can use and can speak Malay language, Thai and Thai language and Chinese in some area to communicate. Which in some area has a different local language. Some village can have different local language for communication. Yeah, and the next one is famous food. Yeah, it is my favorite topic on my presentation today because I live in Pattani every day. I think about this many food. Yes, it's make me bigger than past. Yeah, famous food on me. Today I would present about famous food is budu, fish cracker. People in Pattani call it is grupo. And luki is the fruit. It's very sour. If you come to Pattani, you must try. If you don't try, meaning that you never come here. Yes, the next tradition. The famous tradition of Pattani as Ashura. Yes, Ashura is a many tradition international is of Muslim. And the Loy Krathong of Buddhist and festival of Chome Lim Ko Nhiều of Chinese. Yeah, the next one I want to present about the picture. Population, you can see this is of about population in the country of Pattani. We can see about the multicultural of population and people about in Pattani. Yes. Okay. The next is famous food. Yeah, this have the first picture that's budu in Pattani. Yeah, in the next and lugi, this is the fruit and mixed with the chili, the sugar, the salt. Yeah, this so very yummy. Yeah, and the last is kupo. Yeah, the fish cracker. Okay. Okay, this is tradition. Yeah, this book is about Loy Krathong. This tradition of Buddhist in Pattani. This have only very beautiful. Yes, because this have multicultural too. Yeah, it's the next is Chome Lim Ko Nhiều Festival. Yeah, Chome Lim Ko Nhiều Festival. This made is about every year. They have traditional of Thai Chinese people is on Pattani at Pattani province. Yeah, it's the last. It's traditional of Ashura of Thai people Muslim in at Pattani. Okay. Today this is the picture about activity of Prince of University Songkha Nakarin. Prince of Songkha University student who come to study in Pattani campus. They paraded and walking around the city to see a multicultural society of Pattani people. Yeah, it's so very surprised on me. The first day I study at Pattani Prince of Songkha University Pattani campus. I think what about that's really many culture. Yeah, because my country is don't have. Yeah, first day and I live in Pattani. I think it about this so people is so very happy and so very so cute and we usually ask me about today what do you feel on today do you eat in I'm so happy with people at Pattani. Yeah, in activity is for open the new world for you because for some student and college province, it not only Pattani is open the new world. Yes. Okay. Okay, this the I would like to present communication and digital culture. Please. Okay. Background is of general communication, digital media, and people in Pattani. Okay. If we come back to the past, we can see that the role and influence of the media is not as active as it is today. Daily life need to change. In line with the situation of the COVID-19 epidemic, the students have to study online both searching for information, daily life, eating, shopping, and even communication with a friend. All have to go through to use a digital media at all. Recognition of daily news, but due to the arrival of technology, there is a part for students to study, analyze, and district to be more efficient because the new in the online world must be received to be true. Okay. In the 21st century world, it is well known that human life are interconnected. More easier, interaction no longer required a face-to-face approach. Information become easier accessible. This change has created a new cultural area, which is known as digital culture. Yeah, in the Shaman Khan's book, The One World Schoolhouse, humans have reached an area where education is everywhere and is free for everyone. For the student at Prince Songkhan University Pattani campus using digital media for education, yes, we have many platforms for learning. For example, is Google Meet and Microsoft Teams and Zoom, yeah, and something just like that. And student can social for research for student Prince of Songkhan University Pattani campus student search through on Twitter, Facebook or page, and YouTube, then anything. Because of the but usually used is Twitter because of the hashtag messaging for information easier and quickly. No matter what social trend is there now, was it popular, you can search by trending hashtag, followed by website search because the perception of the new must have an analysis of the fact. Yes. Social media amongst peers use students use in normal, they use in their daily life. Generally, Prince of Songkhan University student Pattani campus often use media in their life. Most of the media that students use in social media because it is like an virtual world that can create an identity that is indifferent from reality. Yes. Then when we talk about today's media consumption culture due to value of every action use digital media channel to communicate more. Access to information, knowledge, language can be done quickly and easier. But the other way around, the consequences are bound to be many as well, not expect for the change in language. Uses that no longer take into account the principle of correctness, which is called Thai language, at present has reached the stage of one woeful language. Okay, education with a digital culture. Education is one that is also influenced by digital culture. Is the learning style between the teacher and the learner have been repositioned. Acquisition of knowledge in street. They are no longer monopolized by textbook or teacher, but anyone can access knowledge freely. Education, everyone can access knowledge freely. The scope of education has become interconnected across the world. Schools are no longer have a clear teacher-learner identity. However, websites have become online school for those interested in learning the education that arise in therefore flexible education that is ready to be cared and learning anywhere. In addition, we saw that education in the digital world has destroyed the school friend discipline. But everyone is different teacher and learner have to go inside. Therefore, education in the digital world is not first learning. Rather, it is an education where learner can choose what they want to know and what time they want to learn. Location is no longer a restriction, reflect the improvement in the free choice of the learner for students of bring up Songkhla University access to knowledge, news and entertainment and the movement are even easier. Digital culture area and destroy human time. For the original sense of time man in the modern world, the time division and is allocated into two periods. The first being the working periods of a public, the second period in rest time or private time. But when digital culture working house with red time, public time, and private time has been postponed until it cannot be divided. For example, if today is Saturday, it's a holiday, right? But it happened that there was an urgent job. We had to work on it. Even though it might be a holiday, work culture has stepped into digital culture. The new culture has transformed human between human relationship model and human and society. Okay, conclusion about my topic is digital culture is what happening in the 21st century world. Yes, digital culture has come to define a new relationship in society. Working time was made is a real-time model. Humans work and human beings have become humans being of working all the time. However, digital culture is open to different group of people more and more people can explain their ideas, product or get their own work easier. And digital culture has also become a space for community to join together in virtual world. Knowledge in the digital age is no longer a reality. This has resulted in a more liberal education system. It's allow people to access knowledge more easier. So learning is not limited to school or classroom anymore. Okay. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, Miss Pacha.
Thank you. Oh, I'm
Miss
so
Pacha?
excited.
Yeah, Miss Pacha, I want to ask you something. Can I?
Of course, sure. Nabila.
All right. Miss Pacha, we know Patani and Thailand have a lot of language and cultures, right?
Yes.
We're curious about how do people learn about general alphabet because we know Thailand have a Thai alphabet itself. And do Patani people use a universal alphabet in daily life?
Oh, sorry, what's wrong in my internet? Please again.
Okay, I will repeat the question. So we know Patani and Thailand have a lot of language and cultures. We are curious about how do people learn about a general alphabet because we know Thailand have a Thai alphabet itself. And do Patani people use a universal alphabet daily life?
In my point of view about culture of Patani, right?
Right.
Okay. First, before I study at Patani, I think about Patani is just only one province in Thailand, you know. But I was asked my daddy, I need to study at Patani because this is my dream. Yes, I dream is what when I was 15. Yeah, because after that I went to Patani the first time. I think about culture because I even to travel in my my friend's house and about in the village they have a local language to communication in the day. I'm not understand. Yes, because there are lots of language. This Malay. This is not international of Malay. I just say, what do you say? Can call me about can you let's mean about Thai language piece. Yeah. After that I think about culture is very a lot of, but I think am interesting about culture and language in Pattani every day, because the first I think I can open my experience for speaking. Maybe I think about this is so difficult language because there's so quickly to speak. Yeah, and a lot of vocabulary of Malay language. Then I think this is Malay language is so very beautiful language, and maybe some difficult language too. But for culture, I think culture of Pattani is so many culture, but the good tradition and culture at Pattani, I think when the Bush did have tradition, when the Chinese did have tradition, Muslim can go to the travel, can go to the sea of history and that's tradition. Yes.
All right. Thank you for the answer, Miss Pacha.
Okay.
Thank you very much to be our speaker today, and I'm very grateful because you have a time to join this international seminar event. So for the next, we are going to Q&A session. So for the next, in this session, we will accept 5 question, 3 from. All right, wait guys. So in this session, we just accept 2 question from Zoom meeting. So if you wanna ask something, you can raise your hand, and then our speaker will be answer. All right, there is Ali Fatul Iza. Please on cam and unmute your.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Can you hear my voice?
Yes.
Okay. Sebelumnya perkenalkan, nama saya Ali Faturiza. Saya dari jurusan Ilmu Kesejahteraan Sosial, Social Welfare, Fakultas Ilmu Sosial dan Ilmu Politik. Pertanyaan saya adalah, how is the acculturation of Indonesian students' culture in social interaction in Malay society? Should I repeat my question?
All right. Can you write your question in room chat, or can you repeat your question? So here there is.
Okay.
Who is the acculturation of Indonesian students culture in social interaction in Malay society? Can you see that?
For the question. So before we answer the question, we have one question from YouTube Live. So from Ayu Wulandari, the question is, can development in Asia at this time affect the younger generation to come? How to overcome them? The question, Miss Prisky. Miss Prisky to answer the question. For Miss Prisky answer the question, let's see question from link Zoom. The question is, how is the acculturation of Indonesia student culture in social interaction in Malay society? This question for Mr. Zahin. All right, so
basically, the question is for me, right? How is acculturation of Indonesian students' culture in social interaction in Malay society, right?
Yep.
Okay,
Alright.
so the question is for me. Okay, great question. First of all, thank you, Miss Alifa Tuliza, for the question. It's a great question. Speaking about the acculturation of Indonesian students, so basically at this point, I would say not just for Indonesian students, but also to all students, culture in social interaction in Malay society. When we are talking about acculturation, it is a culture modification, or how do we adapt with the culture. So how do students can in social interaction in Malay society is so basically we have to learn and know about the culture. What we have to do is we have to get to know more about the culture, not just on the surface, but get to know more in depth about the culture. So as what I had told previously earlier, I had told that before I went to Bangkulu, I do some research about Bangkulu. I do read about there is some certain language that they use. There are certain races in Bangkulu and so on. But I couldn't get it. I don't understand what is the meaning of a lot of the meaning of having such unique cultures like Bangkulu. So what Indonesian students could modify or adapt in social interaction in Malay society is you guys have to know or learn more about the Malay society themselves. You have to know how to adapt with them. You have to know how to adapt your culture to them, since you couldn't leave your culture behind. You have your own culture, but somehow you have to adapt with them. I give an example. I do believe that in this Zoom meeting, I do believe that even you are studying in University of Bengkulu, but I do read the chat box, and some people are from Central Java, some people are from different places. So basically, when we are speaking about adapting or acculturation of culture between each other is what we are doing, what we are currently doing. You are trying to know your friend from other races or other we call that other culture. You have to know you don't compare with your culture, but somehow you have to know about them. You have to respect their culture. So they also have to respect our culture. So that what we could do if there is something that against our culture, we have to try to accept it as what they are, as that is what their belief is, as what we have, what we believe. They have to accept what we are thinking about certain culture. So I hope that answering the question. I'll pass back to the moderator, Miss Nabila.
Okay.
Right. Thank you, Mr. Zahin. So we have someone wanna give question in room Zoom.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Zahin Izhar, for your answer. I understand it more than enough.
All right. There is Rintan Nandia Benaya. Wanna ask something? Wanna give a question for us? Rintan, please turn on your camera and then say your.
Halo. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I want to ask a question to Mr. Zahin. The culture of Indonesian and Malaysian is almost the same. So there are a lot of fight going on about whose culture is that, whose culture is it. So what is your opinion about the cultural clash between Malaysia and Indonesia? Thank you.
Okay, Miss Nabila, could I answer the question?
Thank you, Rintan.
Could I answer the question, right? Okay, so first of all, thank you, Rintan, for the question. That is such a great question. And yes, we all agree that we have a different view on our culture since, like I said before, about when we are talking about satay, we could argue. You guys could say that satay is from Indonesia. I would say that satay is from Malaysia. We also have satay, but I can't deny. The fact is, I can't deny, and also you guys can deny that we had shared that culture. We had similar culture as what I explained before, that we are from Kepulauan Melayu. We shared it. We are under Melaka Sultanate, and we shared some culture. So basically, how do we class it? How do we class it? Is we have to accept both culture. We have to accept both way of our implementing the culture. What do I mean by that is, as Malaysian, I have to acknowledge what Indonesian did on the same culture that I have. For instance, that I do believe that, talking about satay again, because I can think of other things. Okay, maybe clothes like baju Melayu. Maybe Indonesian have different approach of using baju Melayu. Maybe it is for special event like weddings or anything. In Malaysia also we use it for wedding, but sometimes don't. But maybe in Indonesia, it is mandatory attire for weddings, or it has a different decoration on it, on baju Melayu or baju kurung. But we have different decoration of baju Melayu baju kurung. But when we want to class it, if Indonesian said that to us that is baju Melayu, that is our baju Melayu. You said to me that is your baju Melayu, whilst they have different decoration between with different, it has different decoration compared to us. But somehow we have to accept it, since looking at your origin, looking at the culture origin, which is from the Kepulauan Melayu. It has different flow of developing, which is it developed in Sumatra, it developed in Bangkulu. So the way the culture developed is different from us. How to class it? Again, how to class it is because we have to accept the differences of culture between each other. We share the same culture, but different approaches. We have to be more, we could call open-minded on the different between the culture that we share. I guess I hope that that's answered the question. Am I, or you are looking for other answer?
No, that's enough for me. Thank you so much for sharing your opinion.
You are most welcome.
Thank you, Rintan, for the question, and thank you, Mr. Zion, for the answer. All right, let's continue for the next question for Miss Prisky. You can this one. The question from Ayu Wulandari.
So the question is, can development in Asia at this time affected the younger generation to come? How to overcome them? Thank you, Ayu Wulandari, for the great question. I think for right now in Asia, the most affected one is obviously the younger one. So how we overcome this, how we handle this, like what I said before in my presentation, if you don't want to lose your heritage, if you don't want to lose your culture, your arts and everything that the legacy has come to you, I think the best way to do it is to love it. Because when you love it, you're gonna learn about it, you're gonna share it to other people so it doesn't die. So your heritage will be safe and not let it and not going to extinct. So if you're asking about if you're asking about heritage, because the question of Ayu Wulandari is too general. I think, is that the answer she want? Is that the answer you want, Ayu Wulandari?
All right, thank you for Ayu Wulandari. So we are gonna go to the next question for Miss Pacha. The question is, what motivation makers you feel satisfied? I can read this one. Satisfy PSU Communication Science from Amanda Chantika Putri to Miss Pacha.
Please ask again.
Yeah, wait the moment. The question is, what motivation makes you feel satisfied in PSU Communication Science?
Just a moment.
Miss Pacha, okay, all right, you can answer the question.
Yes, but I'm not sure about this answer. That's what it's about.
Miss Pacha?
I'm sorry, I'm not sure about the answer. Yes, I understand about communication science at PSU. All right.
All right.
What about I study at communication science is PSU Prince of University Patani campus. I think about when I study at here, when I study here, I have many language. Many I think about if I study here, I think I forgive a lot of language, a lot of learn, a lot of many knowledge, because this make me open new world about new culture here.
Is that enough?
Yes.
Right. Thank you very much, Miss Pacha. So I just want to say thank you very much for the speakers, for the participant. I'm so sorry if I do a big mistake in this event. I mean, this is my first experience, so I'm a little bit nervous. Not a little bit. I have a big nervous. So I just want to say sorry for doing a big mistake. So let's back to our MC.
Thank you, moderator, for leading this seminar well. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's move on to the next event. Next was a group photo session, and I want all participants are expected to appear on camera. Okay, everyone, please on camera because we want to take a photo group. All right, I count 1, 2, and 3. Once again, 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you so much. And then I want to say thank you to the presenters who have taken the time to attend this international seminar. Thank you to all participants who have actively participated. Thank you to all the organizers and parties involved in making this event a success. Ladies and gentlemen, now we are in the end of the event, so let's reciting Hamdalah. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. I'm Adila Khaira as the master of ceremony today. Do apologize if there are any mistakes. Thank you and see you at Pilkita 5.0. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.